Let's talk about writing a Chicago-style or Turabian-style note. First, you should know that notes come in two different forms, footnotes or endnotes. Footnotes are located at the bottom of the page where you cited the book, while endnotes are located on an endnotes page near the end of your paper. But they're both written exactly the same way. So, while we're going to concentrate on footnotes in these videos, you can also use these exact same methods to write endnotes. You'll just insert them in different places in your paper. Let's get started. Notes are always preceded by a number, and they're divided into three major sections. The first section is for authors. The second section is for publication information, and the last section is for locations. These three sections are all separated from one another by commas, and the note ends with a period. So let's create a footnote. First, we need to give it a number. The number should match the number of the citation that points to it. The Insert Footnote feature on a word processor such as Word or Google Docs can automatically insert these numbers and keep them in order, but it doesn't usually indent the note. So make sure you add an indent by placing your cursor in front of the number and tapping the Tab key. Now let's add the author section, the first major section of the note. For one author, list the author's name as it appears on the book, first name followed by last name. If two authors wrote the book, connect their names with "and." For books written by three authors, use a comma to separate the authors' names, then add "and" before the third. And finally, if more than three authors wrote the book, you get to use a shortcut. List only the first author, followed by et al. Et al is an abbreviation for the phrase et alia, which means "and others" in Latin. Just remember, because it's an abbreviation, et al always ends with a period. Now add a comma to separate the author section from the publication section. The publication section begins with the book's title in italics. If there's a subtitle, separate it from the main title with a colon. If there isn't a subtitle, just skip the colon completely. The rest of the publication section is enclosed in parentheses, so open parentheses after the title. Now add the city where the publisher is located and follow it with a colon. Next comes the publisher's name. Add a comma after the name, and finally, give the year of the book's publication. Once you add it, you can close parentheses. That completes the second major section of the footnote, the publication information. So add a comma to separate that section from the next one. Finally, to direct your reader to the location of the information cited, add the page number or range where it appeared. If citing a range, add a dash between the first and last pages. Once you add the page or pages, conclude the footnote with a period. And that's it. You now know how to write a basic note for a book. Oh, one more thing. Notes for some types of books require additional information, so check out the links to the official Chicago and Turabian quick guides in the description below. And don't forget to check out the other videos in this series to learn how to write a note for a journal article or website article.